Hello and welcome to Let's Get Quizzical, your weekly quizcast in which we ask the questions who, what, when, and where. Then you try and guess the answers.
I'm Lachlan, and I will be your quizmaster. This week, our rounds will consist of historical firsts, complete the lyric, pop culture, and to round out the episode will be a recurring round, If You Know, You Know. Welcome everyone to the first episode of Let's Get Quizzical. I just want to start the podcast by saying a big thank you to those of you tuning in, and I hope that you come away from this podcast learning one or two new facts that you didn't already know. The show is divided up into 4 rounds of 5 questions each, with each question being worth a point. At the end of the show, I will give you the answers so you can give yourself a score out of 20 for the episode.
Round 1.
As this is the first episode, I thought it would be poignant to have the inaugural round about historical firsts. And at the time of recording this, International Women's Day has just passed. So today, we'll be looking at historical firsts by women. So without any further ado, let's get into round 1, historical firsts. Question 1. According to Greek mythology, who was the first woman on Earth? Question 2. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize? Question 3. Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean, completing the trip in 14 hours, 56 minutes? Question 4. Who was the first woman to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? And question 5. Who was not only the first female computer programmer, but the first computer programmer overall?
Round 2.
Round 2 this week is a complete the lyric round, in which I'll play 5 songs on my old-timey radio, where a word or phrase will be removed and replaced with a tone. All you need to do to get the point is complete the lyric. So here we go. Question 6.
When it's cold outside, I've got
Question 7.
always, I know you'll be at my show, watching, waiting.
Question 8.
I read the news today, about a lucky man who made the grade.
Question 9.
No, I don't wanna meet you nowhere, no. Don't want any no, I don't want no scrub.
And question 10.
She played her in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman.
Round 3.
Round 3 is all about pop culture. So, who you gonna call when you can't handle the truth because that's so fetch? Question 11. Who owns the most followed Instagram account in the world? Question 12. In the Canadian comedy Schitt's Creek, what does Moira Rose display on her walls? Question 13. What is the longest running animated TV show in US history? Question 14. Which actor voiced both Darth Vader and the Lion King's Mufasa? And question 15. What is the highest grossing film of all time, not adjusting for inflation?
Round 4.
Round 4 is the final round of the show, and this week it's If You Know, You Know, in which I will ask some weird and wonderful questions that you will either know or learn something new. Question 16. What is the collective noun for a group of unicorns? Question 17. What body part did Gene Simmons from Kiss insure for $1 million? Question 18. True or false? A quarter of your bones reside in your feet. Question 19. If someone suffers from triskaidekaphobia, what do they fear? And the final question for the show, question 20. What was the original intended use for bubble wrap? There we have it, folks. That's the quiz. We'll be right back with the answers after this short commercial break.
Use Ajax, the foaming cleanser. Clean pots and pans, just like a whiz.
Yes, you take it from me, there's no beating this eating. I mean a bowl of Quaker puff wheat or rice Sparkies with...
J-E-L-L. Oh, the big red letters stand for Jello.
Welcome back. Here we go with the answers. Question 1. The first woman on Earth, according to Greek mythology, was Pandora. Question 2. Marie Curie was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. Question 3. The first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean solo was Amelia Earhart. Question 4. In 1987, Aretha Franklin became the first woman ever to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Question 5. Ada Lovelace wrote the world's first machine algorithm, making her the world's first computer programmer. Question 6 was My Girl by The Temptations, and the missing lyric was The Month of May.
I've got the month of May.
Question 7. The missing lyric here is Commiserating from All the Small Things by Blink-182.
Commiserating.
Question 8. Boy was the missing word here in the famous Beatles song A Day in the Life.
Today, oh boy.
Question 9. The song was No Scrubs by TLC, and the missing lyric was Time. Question 10. Fiddle was the missing lyric here in Galway Girl by Ed Sheeran. Question 11. The owner of the highest followed Instagram account in the world, with 479 million followers, is Instagram. Question 12. Moira Rose displays her wigs on her walls. Question 13. The Simpsons is the longest running animated TV show in US history. Question 14. The one and only James Earl Jones voiced both Darth Vader and Mufasa. Question 15. The highest grossing film of all time is James Cameron's Avatar. Question 16. The collective noun for a group of unicorns is a blessing. Question 17. Gene Simmons famously insured his tongue for $1 million. Question 18. It is true that a quarter of your bones reside in your feet. Question 19. Triskaidekaphobia is the fear of the number 13. And question 20. The intended use for bubble wrap was to be 3D wallpaper. Well, that's the answers. How did you go? Did you learn something new? If you did, or if you have a question or suggestion for a round, please submit them via the website
letsgetquizzical.org. I'm Lachlan and I've been your Quizmaster. If you've enjoyed this show, hit that subscribe button so that you won't miss next week's episode. Until then, don't touch that dial.